Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. Before we jump into the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up. Let's get started. The summer sun dipped low over the hills of Les Baux de Provence as a gentle breeze rolled through the olive trees and lavender fields. The guests, dressed in soft pastels and whispering silks, took their seats under the warm gold light of a setting French sky. What began as a whisper of a dream, two lives, two careers, two hearts, had finally arrived at this moment. Celeste Desjardins, the Canadian actress beloved for her charm and quiet elegance, stood just beyond view. Leon Draisaitl, NHL icon and Edmonton Oilers cornerstone, waited at the altar, his eyes scanning the horizon for a glimpse of the woman who had held his heart for nearly a decade. The ceremony was intimate, yet opulent, simple in its emotional gravity, yet impossibly rich in aesthetic. The path leading to the altar was lined with white rose petals and wild lavender. An ancient stone arch, draped in florals, framed the couple as they exchanged their vows. There was no sound but the rustling trees, the low hum of violinists, and the couple's whispered promises. Celeste's gown, elegant, strapless, and kissed with lace, flowed behind her like a ripple in time. Leon's sharp tuxedo, tailored to perfection, carried a quiet dignity that mirrored the love in his eyes. The bridal party glowed in harmony with the setting. Bridesmaids in misty lavender, among them Lauren Kyle, Michaela Nurse, and Jamie Shechi, moved with grace and purpose. Celeste's closest friends had been by her side through her journey from acting in Hallmark films to building a life with an international sports superstar. Their joy was evident in every candid laugh, every shared glance, every hand held during the ceremony. Guests included close friends, family, and a few familiar faces from the NHL world. Connor McDavid, Leon's longtime friend and teammate, arrived with wife Lauren, both visibly moved during the ceremony. The crowd held its collective breath as the couple shared their first kiss, sealed, not with fanfare but with the calm certainty of a love long-lived, long anticipated, and deeply earned. Dinner took place under the open sky, beneath a canopy of string lights and ancient oak trees. Long tables, draped in linen and adorned with fresh herbs and lavender bouquets, offered a feast fit for royalty. French wines poured freely, laughter echoed, and stories were traded between toasts and spoonfuls of creme brulee. Celeste and Leon made their rounds, hands interlocked, thanking each guest, embracing old friends, and slipping in stolen kisses when no one was looking. Their first dance silenced the evening. The opening notes of Take My Heart by the Teskey Brothers filled the air as they moved across the dance floor. Eyes locked, feet in rhythm, hearts in sync. There were no rehearsed moves, no choreographed flourishes, just the pure, unscripted dance of two souls who had found each other time and again in a chaotic world. It was a moment beyond beauty. It was stillness, honesty, and the kind of emotion that lingers long after the music ends. When the sun finally gave way to moonlight, the after-party began. The elegance of the day melted into joyous abandon. Custom neon sign reading, "The Draisaitls," lit up the courtyard in ruby red as the champagne flowed and the music pulsed. Celeste had changed into a second dress, a shorter, flirtier lace number, perfect for dancing. Her shoes kicked off, hair pinned loosely, she danced like no one was watching even though everyone was. Leon followed suit, unbuttoning his jacket, laughing freely, twirling his bride and kissing her between spins. It was the kind of joy that couldn't be faked. Connor McDavid hoisted Lauren Kyle into the air during a particularly high-energy moment, their celebration echoing the joy of the newlyweds. The dance floor turned into a mosaic of movement and HL stars. Actresses, stylists, and lifelong friends all united in the kind of celebration that can only come when love is honest and freely given. At one point, bubbles filled the air, catching moonlight as they floated above the revelers. Someone passed around sparklers. Someone else started singing. And for a moment time stood still. In the quieter corners of the celebration, small moments bloomed. A grandmother whispered a blessing to Celeste as she passed. Leon's father, eyes wet, hugged his son longer than usual. Friends huddled together under the trees, sharing stories of old games and new beginnings. And Celeste, holding a flute of champagne, looked out over the night with a smile that said, "This is exactly how I dreamed it." The wedding was not just a grand affair, it was a living tapestry of the couple's journey. From Mallorca, where Leon proposed on a secluded beach, to the lavender hills of Provence, every detail told a story. Even the simplest gestures, Celeste's custom Mrs. Drezeidel bracelet, the monogrammed gifts, the handwritten notes exchanged before the ceremony were laced with meaning. Each moment was a reminder that this was not just a wedding. It was a lifetime in the making. As the final song played and the crowd thinned, the couple slipped away to a quiet overlook beyond the vineyard. They sat side by side on a stone bench, watching the moonlight ripple across the hills. They didn't speak, they didn't need to. The silence between them was full. The world behind them was still dancing, still celebrating. But for Celeste and Leon, the most beautiful part of the evening had just begun. In the days that followed, friends posted highlights and memories. Snapshots of the bride laughing with her bridesmaids, Leon pouring wine for guests, late-night dancing beneath fairy lights, and stolen kisses captured when no one thought to pose. These images became digital heirlooms, pieces of a moment too magical to fully explain. But those who were there knew. They felt it, they lived it, and they would never forget. The marriage of Celeste de Hardens and Leon Drezeidel was not just the union of a couple. It was a celebration of devotion, of persistence, of choosing each other every day. It was elegant but never stiff, luxurious but never detached. It was warm, emotional, and brimming with soul. It was proof that fairy tales, when built on trust, laughter, and years of shared life, are not just possible but inevitable. Their story continues not in headlines or Instagram posts, but in whispered goodnights, in breakfasts shared, in handwritten anniversary notes, and in every challenge they now face as husband and wife. The world will remember the chateau, the gowns, the glow, but they will remember the vows, the way his hand found hers in the dark, and how she said yes not just once but every day since.